Why is one child valued at a different amount than the other children in child support? My name is Rachel King. I'm a strategic litigator. I do family law, conservatorships, guardianships. If your family is in court, I'll handle it. So when you get your child support order in California, if you look at it at the bottom, typically of the court order, each child will be given a different value. And your oldest child is worth less than your youngest child from a child support perspective. What that means is when your oldest child ages up, the amount of your child support is going to reduce by less than your maybe middle child or your youngest child. So for example, these are just fake numbers, but if you were ordered to pay child support and you had of $1,000 and you had 3 children, your oldest child might be worth $200, your middle child might be worth $350, and your youngest child would be worth the rest. So as your oldest child ages out of the child support system, the total child support would be reduced by $200. So instead of paying $1,000 a month, you'd pay $800 a month. Then when your middle child ages out, maybe we reduce it by what did I say? 350. So we take that off. 800 minus 350 is, I think, $450. And so you would only pay $450 for your youngest child, and then you would continue to pay that until your youngest child ages out. The reason for this is because child support, or the idea behind child support, is to make sure that the children have about or as equal a standard of living from one house to another. So if each child was worth the same amount from a child support perspective, the youngest child would kind of get screwed. As the older children aged out, the standard of living that the youngest child would have at each parent's house or at the house where they're receiving child support would go down. So in order to offset that, I guess in theory, the idea is that your oldest child is worth less from a child support perspective than the younger child. Keep in mind, child support in California can be modified almost at any point. So if you are in a situation where you think you should be paying less for a particular child, or at some point, make sure you get into court. Don't just make the unilateral decision to stop paying child support when there's a court order. It is a ticking time bomb, and probably you will end up having to pay it all back with interest. Secondly, if you have an agreement with your ex that child support is going to reduce, don't just take word for it. Go ahead, go in, get a change in court. So there is your answer. That is why older children are worth less than your younger children on a child support order.